Today we are making incredible gluten-free hamburger buns. Who wants a delicious recipe for a gluten-free hamburger bun that you don't need a stand mixer, that's super easy, and that looks delicious just like this? Can I get a thumbs up, my friend? First thing we're gonna do is zero out our kitchen scale. Perfect. Then we're gonna take our awesome Fiori glute flour and we're gonna measure out 500 grams. This recipe is super easy to make. I made this on vacation. If I can make it on vacation, you can make this anytime. If you haven't used a kitchen scale yet to make bread, I highly recommend it because you're gonna have much better results from using it like this. So now that we have this, we're gonna set this aside, zero it out again, and now we are gonna measure out 5 grams of active dry yeast. Perfect. Now, we're simply going to take the yeast, combine it with the flour. Let me grab my spatula. My favorite spatula for everybody that knows me, because of course I don't think chocolate and peanut butter goes together. Let's make sure we get all of that. And we're going to just... So now that we have that combined, we're going to take our flour and set it aside, get our kitchen scale back. And I showed this in the previous bread recipe, but we're going to zero out our glass container and then measure out about 400 grams of water. You want it to be about lukewarm. 380, so it's not perfect just yet. 400 grams. Remove that, and we're gonna bring our bowl back. And now we're gonna pour the water straight into this bowl. And actually, what I did forget to do, just put some on. And we're just looking to bring it all together and combine it. And actually, just to show you how simple this recipe is, bring my kitchen scale back and measure out 10 grams of salt. And we're actually going to do 12 grams, or 13 grams rather, of olive oil. Perfect. Bring our bowl back. And now we're going to take our salt, sprinkle our salt in, take our olive oil, pour that in. We're gonna just combine everything together, and I'm actually going to switch to my hands because it's so much easier to do. So I love taking some olive oil. Trust me, you want olive oil on your hands because this is super sticky. I'm gonna put a little bit more, oops, on my hands. I said said this the last time, but it's true. Olive oil is your friend. My hands are just like covered in flour, which is the way I like it. Okay, is 2. We're gonna add a little bit more. You just gotta be good with getting a little bit dirty. It's not actually dirty, right? So can you see how the dough is, look at this. This is essentially what you want. Like it's coming together. Grab this here. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we are gonna put this inside of our Instant Pot so that it can proof. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you can also use a warm area in your kitchen. It'll just take a little bit longer. You can also use a toaster with a proof setting or just a really low oven, like maybe like 100 degrees or like 110 degrees. Kind of like what you would use for a yogurt setting. With our Instant Pot liner, I'm gonna use my Instant Pot mini. It's the perfect size for this. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Perfect. Then we're simply, remember, olive oil is our friend. I'm simply gonna take our dough. It feels really good, and I'm gonna just make sure I don't feel any more lumps, like salt that hasn't spread out, or like a clump of flour or anything like that. It does not have to be perfect, because remember, we're gonna let this do a second rise. I'm just gonna put it inside of here, flip it around. So that's our dough ball right inside of there. Now I'm just gonna put my lid on, and it doesn't have to fit perfectly because remember, this is just proofing. So now we're gonna come down to the control panel, and we're gonna press on yogurt. Literally need 30 minutes. And wow, look at how much it has risen in just 30 minutes. So now we are going to form the hamburger buns. Now we're gonna take our dough. I'm gonna, of course, grease my hands again. Always greasing my hands. And what we're gonna wanna do is shape them into the hamburger bun shape. Really gonna turn it out right here. It's nice and warm. And what we're gonna do is just knead it just for a second. See how it feels? It feels very good. So now what we're gonna do is roughly cut it in half. You could use the scale for this, but I'm just gonna wing it. Cut it in half again. Then cut it in half again. To roughly 8 pieces. Okay? And then what we're gonna do is literally shape our hamburger bun. Remember, it is going to rise in the oven. So right now what we want to do is simply create the shape of what we want. Like that looks perfect. This is so quick and easy. Remember that this doesn't have gluten, so it's not going to feel the same as you're making it. But that's okay, because we don't eat gluten around here. Okay, perfect. Make them whatever size you want. If you do eat gluten, I highly recommend watching my pretzel buns video because it's fire. If you can eat gluten, which I cannot, but if you can, definitely make that recipe. You could also make a few hamburger buns and then a few hot dog buns, or you can make a few hamburger buns and then make a little loaf of bread. Now we are simply going to cover these, and just let them sit for about 20 to 25 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
Then what we're going to do is we are going to get our toaster oven. You could, of course, use your regular oven, but I don't want to mess with my oven right now. So I'm going to use my toaster oven. And I'm going to put my pizza cast iron skillet. I'm going to put this inside of there to heat it up. And we're going to go for bake at 425 degrees. So that's heating up. This is just relaxing and rising, and we're almost done, my friends. It's been about 25 minutes, and look at how they have risen. It looks awesome. So now we're going to get our cast iron pizza pan out of the toaster and start loading these beauties up on it. Grab it. It's almost like we're making pancakes. I love sesame seeds on a burger bun. Yes, I'm getting them all over the pan, but that's okay. Brush the tops with a little bit of water. If you do this, the sesame seeds will actually stick a little bit better. Simply put the sesame seeds on. Let's get these beauties in the oven. If you enjoyed today's super easy, gluten-free hamburger bun recipe, give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with anyone that you know that is looking for gluten-free recipes that do not suck, that actually are delicious. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.